the Muslim population will go high and the non-Muslim will be suppressed by Muslims. So and they come up with some facts and figures which are manipulated. They have even published some books.
Alright, so we are ready for the second part of Muslims in Sri Lanka, and we have here Naseef. So the next question would be the 10 misunderstandings or misconceptions about Muslims in Sri Lanka.
Wherever there is a minority group, there will be some discriminations and many problems. That's the norm and nature of human behavior, I would say. However, we can change the norm and nature by making a change. So we of course know that in recent past we have many allegations and accusations about Islam and Muslims. I can start with Muslims are a threat for the nation in terms of Buddhism, Buddhism and Sri Lankan ethnicity, Sri Lanka, because Sri Lankan Buddhists are the last Buddhist group in the world. Like they have two mazhab, two school of thought, like Theravada and Mahayana, Hinayana, like that. So in Sri Lanka we have one sect of Buddhism, one mazhab, we say. They feel like they are threatened as they are the last group in the world. If that population goes away, they feel like they are threatened, they are hurt. So they think like Muslims are growing the family structure. They have a lot of babies, but the Sinhalese and Tamils, they don't have much babies, like after they marry late. So they think that in near future the Muslim population will go high and the non-Muslim will be suppressed by Muslims. So and they come up with some facts and figures which are manipulated. They have even published some books deliberately to misguide the majority of the people. Of course, it's for the political benefits, for cheap political benefits. So
you mean it's like an official document?
Yeah,
the report?
Not document. One of the prominent ministers in the parliament, he has written books on this, that Muslim population is a threat for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka in future, something like that. So these are some allegations and all. And again, of course, the hijab issue is everywhere.
Even in Sri Lanka.
It's common in every other country where Muslims live as minority mostly. So we had some issues regarding hijab. They were about to ban hijab and niqab and all. So there were some incidents where some students who went to sit for exams, some public examination, government examination, they were hindered and asked to remove the hijab, and they were accused like you are cheating, hiding some notes inside your hijab, so we cannot allow you. Some students had to go through some uncomfortable incidents in last few years back. So however, we don't say like hijab is kind of like as you know, it's their personal right, it's their personal choice. We don't force them, but also we cannot give up on this. It's part of our deen. So that was another issue. And also halal issue, like it said, why do we need to give some special privilege for Muslims? Even we don't have that privilege. When we go to buy, we have to buy their products, which has halal logo. Why we need to, and why do companies need to pay more to give something extra for Muslims and all? So because basically it's a clear misunderstanding about the concept of halal. So there were many TV programs, debates and discussions and many articles about supporting and against this halal program and all. And again, the madrasas. Now recently around more than hundreds of madrasas were banned, especially after the Easter attack. You know, I think you have heard in 2001 of the radical movement in Sri Lanka claiming that they are revenging the attack at New Zealand, So they had a bomb blast in several churches and few other places in Sri Lanka. The worst scenario, finally, the ISIS claimed that those who did the job in Sri Lanka was linked to them. So it was like a very horrible for all the Muslim organizations and all, like even innocent people. The movement who did that particular job claim that they are from Salafi background.
Really?
So in Sri Lanka we have many types of Salafis, like not only one group, we have many groups divided. So all the Salafi groups were generalized, stereotype, like okay, everyone are bad, like that. So we had to go through, it's like some were still arrested. Like one of my friends, he was studying in one of the institute, and he had written a poem and translated it to Sinhala, or a Tamil poem was translated into Sinhala, and there was a small a wording which is little bit like not even controversial, but he says like, we will fight or something, we will strive or something, which is they mistook it for jihad and all. So they said he is promoting jihad. So he got arrested. Now for almost more than 1 year he's in the jail, he's in the prison. He's younger than me, and many such cases, and there were some political revenge too, and personal revenges too. So if I am not okay with you, so I will tell he's related with this, he's always talking about some radical ideology.
Okay.
So the police will take some. So there were many cases, and political, personal, all the revenges were taken against Muslims in this situation. And next one is Muslim businesses were targeted. For example, Muslim businesses were targeted in the sense they were boycotted, and some sanctions were made against them, so in order to make their economy very hard for us. So not for small businesses, but who are in the leading positions, who are
even
for
the big companies.
It was really hard time for them. But all the time they were supporting the government. Whenever there is some issues and crisis, they were spending a lot, and they were supporting the government, and they were the one who come first to support the government and sponsor. When it comes for things like this, they don't see these things, and things changes. And even for the small scale businesses who run their businesses with non-Muslims or the majority of the people, because of some anxieties and misunderstandings and misconceptions, they were afraid to contact their Muslim brothers after these allegations. And media played a big role to make to magnify things and all, and to make the things more worse. These were the main accusations and misconceptions. Moreover, they have banned, there were some allegations against slaughtering cows, and but recently they have passed a law, you cannot slaughter cows inside the country, but you can import. However, we also have, Muslims also have some responsibilities and duties to make these things right. We should have done long time ago. The other accusation is like, we are not allowed to enter masjids. Like majority of the people says like, we are not allowed to enter Muslim holy places. They enter our kovils, they enter our temples. Why can't we enter masjids? So it is a valid question. We are not allowed to enter non-Muslims because of some rigid, unopen, not like close-minded people. Who are trustees of the masjid. They have misunderstood some fiqh issues, current affairs and all. So they say there is a hadith, right? It's a Quran verse, innamal kufru najasun, like that. So some ulamas, mufassirun says it is the kufur najasun, mean it is not tangible najasa, it is not the tangible impurity, it is the intangible impurity of our hearts. It doesn't mean that this one, because they also take bath, we also take bath. So what's the difference there? The intangible impurity of our hearts doesn't mean that they are by themselves, like it's not the physical impurity. So however, now things are changing. We have conduct open masjid tours and all, and programs and many things. But I feel personally it's too late. Like after we are beaten and after we are accused, doing all these things seems so artificial, like so fake. So however things are getting better, alhamdulillah. But when we observe the timeline of Sri Lankan Muslim history, at first we were so mingled with the majority of the people. We were part of the country. We contributed in all mainstream contributions in terms of politics, economy, education, social, all affairs of the country. Later on, we started to isolate ourselves from the majority of the group, from the majority of the country. We did not speak their language. We did not have any connections with them. We started to concentrate ourselves in one area, and we became isolated. So we were strangers to each other. So we had our own pre-assumptions and our own understanding about things which were wrong. So if a third person comes and put something bad, something negative, we started to believe it. And okay, so it's like a putting a fire into the hay. So it started to burn. All these accusations were made by a minority group of people. It's like very minute people, but it is magnified and generalized as the majority. So to be honest, the majority of the people, the Buddhists are such a nice people who have very kind heart and very hospitable and all. It's like when we move with them and when we move with us in day-to-day basis, we will know each other, how we will know the true nature of each other, how we are comfortable and how are they comfortable with each other. Yeah, that's the main thing I had to share.
Right, that's a lot actually. So thank you for the second part, and then we are going to move to the third part.